Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. I know I am. Today I want to talk about how we put our trust and faith into, how do I say this nicely? Useless things. Useless things. And I was reading Limitations. Okay, it's a book that's written by Jeremiah. In the first two kind of chapters, they go over Jerusalem and how far it's fallen. Okay, you can imagine Jerusalem being basically like this capital of the Mediterranean, right? This great city that is, you know, saved by God, protected by God. And you can see how far they've fallen. Okay? There's kids on the streets that are dying of starvation. There's people slaughtered from the battle against the Babylonians, the armies in the north. They even talk about mothers. Should mothers have to eat their own children? Right? So it's this harsh, harsh scene. But how did they get there? How did they get there? And it all stems from them putting their faith and trust not in God, but instead putting their faith and trust into the belongings of this world. And I want to read you this verse that really highlights this fatal flaw of the people of Jerusalem. Okay, this is Lamentations 1 verse 7, which says, "During the days of her affliction and homelessness, Jerusalem remembers all her precious belongings. They were hers in days of old. When her people fell into the advisors' hands, she had no one to help. The advisors looked at her, laughing over her downfall." Okay, so one thing that really stands out is how Jerusalem remembers all her precious belongings she used to have. So even during this time of this great failure on her part, right, how she's fallen from God's hands, from God's mighty right hand, she can only think about her precious belongings, even in the days that she is destroyed. Destroyed. And you would think after seeing this destruction in her old ways that she would go back to having faith and trust in God. But no, she's still thinking about her old belongings. And I can tell you that people living here probably still thinking about belongings, trying to put their trust and faith into belongings that will help them in that life. Okay. And so while yes, I think it's okay to have like belongings in your life, of course, right? There's a important distinction between having that for your life and then putting your faith and trust into those belongings and into those objects that have currency in your daily life, but in the eternal life that we are to have, it has no currency, right? No value. So that's why it's so important to have your faith and trust in God. And we see the downfall of Jerusalem and the Israelites in Judah, right? Don't be like them. Take notes from them, right? Learn from them. Learn what not to do. Okay, so just always remember that. Where are you putting your faith and your trust? I love you guys and have a great day.